Perfect. Welcome to tonight's call. I love those of you who are on the link so I can see your faces. I appreciate that. Welcome to the power of Keto NAT and the impact of Pruvit. My name is Kate Higdon. I'm a wife, a mother living in Owensboro, Kentucky, for those of you who don't know who I am. I'm hosting this call and I'm speaking about our product because my health and life was so positively affected by Keto NAT and Pruvit that I feel like an actual responsibility to share it with other people. And I love it. It's a joy for me to share it with other people. So why did I start? I started in 2016, in October of 2016, because I was tired. I was unmotivated. I felt like a failure as a wife, as a mom, as a daughter, and I was a pure on food addict. Some of you on this call might understand where I'm coming from when I say that, but I really mean that. Like, I had a serious problem with food. Now I no longer take naps. Those are gone. That's awesome. I get things done, which is phenomenal, and my family loves. I feel true joy and happiness that I absolutely is priceless in my opinion. And I'm no longer a prisoner of food. I've lost 70 pounds and kept it off for over a year. So this has been freeing for me in so many ways. I feel like I'm truly living a life that I was designed and created to live. And now I have the opportunity to share that conversation with others, because I know there's people out there that were experiencing the same things as the before Kate. And so being a part of y'all's stories is just very fulfilling. So tonight I'm super excited because we have very favorite people on the call, someone that I've really gotten to know well over the last year. Sorry, y'all, my phone keeps going off or my computer keeps dinging. Someone that I've gotten to know very well over the last 2 years. It's really brought a ton of insight about the conversation and also our company and our community. Dustin Schaffer is a former Marine who has lived and taught the keto lifestyle for over 15 years, I believe. And his goal is to truly be able to impact over 1 million lives with pure therapeutic ketones. And so I'm really excited to have him on the call so we can kind of pick his brains about the what, the why, and the how. Dustin, are you on?
Well, hey, Kate, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing well. I'm doing well, thanks.
How's California?
It's beautiful. We got to go into San Francisco today. Met a good friend of ours from Singapore. It's a beautiful place.
Oh, you haven't been there very long, have you?
Not in San Francisco, but yes, California.
Okay, my dogs are barking as my daughter's opening the garage door. So, hey, I wanted to kind of give everyone just a little bit of framework on why this conversation is so important for you, because I know that it's not just about you, but this has impacted your entire family. So why Keto NAT for your family? What is the story of why you all got started?
Well, for us, the big thing was being in ketosis for as long as I have been teaching it for so long, knowing the benefits of a low carb lifestyle, elevating your ketone levels. I've been passionate for a long time. Actually, most of my family said no to me trying to get them to do a diet. They just weren't committed. They weren't committed to the length of time it took to get your ketone levels up, and then also the inability for you to maintain the lifestyle and have fun when you're on a strict diet. And so, prior to Pruvit launching, prior to Keto NAT, the only way to get your ketone levels elevated to a high level that matters, that really makes a difference in your health, is to do a really, really, really strict diet. And one that everybody I've ever met fails at, basically. And so the fact that we can give our kids, our 2-year-old, our 4-year-old, my wife, through pregnancy, working when she was working full time, my mom who was not well in her older years, and we can give them a product that they could drink within 30 minutes. They could start to and get the benefits of pure therapeutic ketones. It gave us momentum so that our family could start making better decisions. So they felt like there was, like, we call it like a willpower. where they had like the ability to make better health decisions. And since then, the coolest thing in the world's happened, Kate, is that not only they get these amazing benefits, which we could talk about, but they started making better choices. Things that I've been telling them to do for 15 years, they now are making on their own because their desire to become better, their desire, the cravings for certain foods, their willingness to want to get up and move their body has gotten better because the product gives them that momentum that they were looking for.
I love that. And I can completely relate to that because the person that I was on a daily basis before drinking this just did not have the desire, the focus to do the things and eat the way that I do now. And it just happened so naturally without a lot of effort that it's just made everything so much more simple. So, you know, we talk about like why I got started, why you got started. But I think a lot of people on this call, they're brand new to this conversation and they're hearing a lot about the ketogenic diet, but probably don't really know what ketones actually are. Can you explain what those tiny little things are?
Yes, I definitely can. And it's one of those things that everybody's going to start hearing this buzzword, keto, ketosis, ketones. And remember, they're not easy to get. That's the challenge until now. A ketone is an energy. It's basically food for your body. It's food for your cells. So when our ancestors, all of our existence, our ancestors have lived primarily in ketosis. Babies are born in ketosis. When they're breastfed, they actually get ketones indirectly through breast milk so that it can fuel their body and brain. So ketones are this energy that your body needs. It actually, there's a receptor site in your cell that your body needs this so that the cells can work optimally, so that your body can work optimally. So the short answer is that they're an energy for your cells that the only way to get is really drinking our product. But they do these amazing things. They're like a million workers in your body to help you repair and restore health.
Perfect. And that's probably why they give us those awesome benefits like energy and focus, right? Is because they are fuel.
Yeah, well, absolutely. So the thing is, you know, we hear all these stories. People, when we first started, we thought we were going to have the best fat loss product in the world. That's all we thought it really was. It's going to, people are going to talk about weight loss forever. They're going to lose all the weight, like, which I know you've had an amazing story. But what happened, what was really cool is that you start to see the real stories. When you start to see the real science and what really goes into ketosis and what ketones really do is that they absorb into the brain very efficiently. So after the age of 25 and 30, your brain starts to shrink. And it's called gapping. It's a scientific term that when the brain shrinks, it basically can't uptake fuel very effectively, but it can uptake ketones. So ketones absorb into the brain very efficiently. It's a requirement if you want to live a longer, fulfilled, energetic, very focused life. And so what happens when you take ketones, keto NAT, it actually uptakes in the brain and starts to turn those light bulbs back on, basically. And it provides a fuel source. So we start noticing people that their mood switches and it turns on. They start getting happier or maybe a little bit less stressed. They have more focus and then more energy. Of course, if your brain's getting food, it's getting the energy. And unfortunately, if you live in America, your brain isn't getting the energy that you're eating. You eat the food, but it's not getting to your brain because of our diet, because of our lifestyles, because of our lack of sleep and the stress that we have. And ketones can still get there even in those scenarios and situations.
I love that. And I think the reason why I love everything that you just said is because actually my next question is just a perfect parallel to what you said. Because yes, I have lost 70 pounds, but of all the benefits on the side of the Keto NAT box, or that used to be on the side of the Keto NAT box, that's my least favorite benefit. I mean, it's amazing. You know, I don't have to jump up and down to button and zip my britches anymore. But the fact that I'm living a full life, that I feel like my brain is turned on and I have energy, that's really for me where it's at. And so I love that you talked about like the aging brain. And my next question for you, especially because I see one of my most favorite people on this call right now, Ms. Karen Holcomb. I love her and I love her story. If you all ever get a chance to watch her Inspire On video, it brings tears to my eyes every time I watch it. But what it's done for her, why is it so important throughout life, Dustin? Because I know your small children drink it, my teenagers drink it, and my elderly parents drink it. But yet we're always talking about the fat loss. But why is it good to drink throughout our lifespan?
Well, the big thing is the what it does long term, the repair. So one of the cool things about ketones is they help the cells regenerate. We've all heard this: you are what you eat, and your body replaces itself every 77 years, right? Well, it's actually very different than that, but it's called the cell replacement is called like an autophagy component happens where your cells replenish themselves. Well, it's a natural anti-ager, right, or a better aging. Dr. Kenneth Ford, a former chairman of NASA, likes to say he goes, it's a better aging of the brain, of the body, right? So when we start utilizing this, our body, remember, was supposed to be in ketosis most of the time, where this is a natural progression. But because of our lifestyles of carbs and sugars, I have 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, and we do our best we can. I mean, I'm pretty health conscious. We do the best we can, but our kids still eat crackers, and they're still going to get some pizza, and they're still going to get this and that, and they go to school and they get this and that. Well, our ancestors didn't, our kids didn't have that. They primarily were in ketosis, and there's through a development phases of how the brain works and how the body develops. Ketones are vital for that, vital for restoring that. But as we get a little older, that's why when my uncle just hit me and he goes, Dustin, he goes, you're not gonna believe this. I go, what's that? He goes, my grandson, he goes, we got him on that keto NAT stuff. Now he doesn't even know how to pronounce it right. Ketos, he called it the ketos NAT stuff. And and it's really funny because he likes that raspberry lemonade. Now, we don't come from a highly educated background there, and but I love him to death. And he goes, "You're not going to believe what happened." I go, "What's that?" He goes, "Let me send you a couple pictures." He sends me over a couple pictures. One was last year's report card, June 8th, 1.65 GPA, primarily a D minus student. He had 1A. It was in senior choir, and this year, halfway through the year, 2.96 GPA, only 1D minus in world history, otherwise all A's and B's. The only thing different is they gave him this product. That's it. So think about the 16, 17-year-old, I think he's 17-year-old that's going through life. He's now seeing the world with a fuel the way he's supposed to. But now as we get into our 20s and 30s and we go further up, right, not only are we challenged with body composition and maintaining our health and vitality because we're not as active as we used to be, or we're eating and life and stress is catching up to us. But now what happens is ketones help preserve that muscle tissue from breaking down, helps that brain stay young and fresh. But probably the biggest thing, Kate, that I've seen and the biggest stories I've seen is the mood shifts. My wife, who just after our daughter, she had no reason, and she'll tell you, no reason to have mood challenges, but she did. Hormonally, something was off. And she starts using this. Within 6 weeks, she started smiling and dancing with the kids again. I just saw a video, true story, it just popped up on Facebook, the day that she jumped up and started dancing. And it just popped into my newsfeed like that. Remember then, and I just like it brought a tear to my eye because we didn't know what to do. And here she lives with a health nut. She lives with a guy that's really strict, which made her just feel worse about herself, right? Which I didn't know. I was just trying to help. And she started drinking this crazy product, and next thing you know, she's smiling and she's getting happy again. So for anybody that wants to improve the quality or perform better in their life, ketones provide that fuel source and kind of protects us from the dangers of just eating American diet, and gives us the ability to have vitality back. So you don't have to be perfect and strict. So we can kind of take off the black robe, and us nutritionists and health coaches don't have to judge you for having a cocktail or having a pizza every once in a while. Our product gives you the ability to have that balance. Now, some people should maybe take some dietary adjustments a little bit more serious, but you don't want to be perfect. Otherwise you lose the fun and joy of what the world brings us. And our product allows people to have that balance and find their own path, their own way, especially if they participate in our community.
I agree. I call it diet flexibility. It gives me diet flexibility. And I just want to go back because I love when you were talking about April dancing, because that's my favorite thing when you talk about what it's done for April. I just love it. Because and I can relate because Jason before this, which Jason has lost 90 pounds, you all. Like he's lost like a large fifth grader from his body. And that's amazing. But as his wife, as the mother of his children, that means nothing to me compared to the fact that when he's in the living room now and the kids walk in, they stay. Where before, as soon as they saw him, they walked to the other room because being around him was like walking on eggshells. We literally used to talk about don't poke the bear, because you never knew what was going to set him off. And what it's done for his mood has been it's phenomenal. It's like, I love the fact that my children enjoy being around their dad now. Like that's an awesome gift. But I do want to talk about fat loss because it is a popular subject, and a lot of people are brought to our conversation through fat loss. And They end up staying for all the other things as well. But can you kind of explain like why it actually works for fat loss? Like, you know, I've lost 70 pounds. Why did that happen for me when nothing else ever really did?
Well, a lot of things. Yeah, I'll be transparent. So I've watched, and I apologize if I offend anybody, but my career, I've always been the more the extremist, and people come to me typically when their back's against the wall and nothing seems to work, and a lot of it is high level professionals, doctors, and coaches and things like that that are struggling for their own health. And what I found is that most people's behaviors are what messes them up. It's not what right or wrong, not what they should or shouldn't do. And why that matters is that people usually their expectation is I'm going to lose all this weight in 2 weeks and I'm going to keep it off. Well, if you ultimately don't change your desires of what you do day to day life, you won't ever sustain. Because what happened was is that when you took this product, it started changing your desire towards certain things. Because people don't realize when you crave carbs and sugars, basically your brain's starving. It's not this addiction thing. It's a food thing. It's a fuel. You think that when you eat the food, it's going to your brain, but it's not. It stops happening because of the excessive amounts of carbs and sugars we eat these days. And then it becomes an addiction because you have this. So people are like, I ate chocolate, I ate chocolate, I ate chocolate, I ate chocolate, I ate chocolate. And there's this desire for it, right? Well, if you can fulfill the need in your brain with our product, you don't have the same desire for it. So now you have more willpower to make a better choice when you know you should have made it in the first place, but because your brain was starving, it overcame the desire to be skinny, overcame by the desire to eat the chocolate to fuel your brain. So it's a survival thing, right? Your body was trying to survive. Well, that's like I said, it's very graphic, I guess. But when you drink our product, basically what it does is it fulfills the primitive need of food in your system and allows your body to go, oh, okay, now what's the best choice for me today? And you now are continuously making the choices that you probably already knew you should make, right? But you didn't have this temptation desire that's built inside of you. It's almost like an addiction to like a drug, almost like I have to have that chocolate. I have to have that carbs because your body was feeding for it. And so this turned that off so you can start making better choices. And then what science is showing is that when you're in ketosis, it actually improves your body's efficiency to become fat metabolism, meaning that it starts to metabolize fat more efficiently. So once you become, anybody know the skinny girl that can eat, or guy that can eat whatever they want and they're always skinny? Like, even though they're not healthy, they're always skinny, right? Well, they're really good at fat metabolism. Their body's really efficient at burning fat. Well, ketones actually help your body become smarter at that. So as you stay in this longer, it's harder to go backwards, and it makes your body more efficient and smarter, like we were designed to be. And that's what's so cool about this. And that's why this works. But there's too many people out there that are drinking different shakes that have sugar and carbs in them. They're eating calorically deficit, and they're messing up their metabolism, which is going to get them in trouble. And now I guarantee you there's probably a third of the people on this call, if not more, have done a shake diet before, lost a bunch of weight and gained more back. Well, that has to happen if you follow that shake diet, because the way the shakes are set up, it actually wrecks your metabolism and your body has to restore health. Why this doesn't do that is because ketones protect your metabolism from ever breaking down. So it maintains your vitality and your health for longevity. So therefore you'll never fall backwards. Okay, even if everything went apart right now, and for whatever reason this product didn't exist anymore, which is not going away, you wouldn't fall backwards because of the positive momentum you started and you've created, and the lifestyle switch that you've now made. And that's what makes it so special. And when people really commit to it, it changes their life forever. And they never have to fear going and falling apart again.
Right. I mean, you know, I tell people, I'm like, look, I am proud that I lost 70 pounds. But what I'm really most proud of is that I've been able to keep it off for all this time, because you see people all the time. People will lose weight. I mean, all the time people lose, but they usually gain it back plus. And so the fact that I've gone over a year now is just like, I've never experienced anything like it before. So the last question I have for you, before, I know you've got babies and all that kind of stuff, but the last thing I want to just mention and kind of touch on is performance, because I think there's some people on the call who are looking at this from an athletic standpoint or building muscle. Like, how are ketones best used for physical performance?
Well, that's my wheelhouse. That's where I'm at. I didn't come into this for body transformation. I came this for life and physical performance. Been an athlete my whole life. Love working with athletes. Just actually brought on one of my former NFL guys, and he just brought on another really cool former NFL guy, and it's just fun because it's about performance, about pushing the body to the next level. It's about pushing the mind to the next level, and ketones do extraordinary things for that. It's a very efficient fuel. Meaning that if you go work out, you'll utilize less oxygen for the same amount of workout. So you're more efficient at your workouts. You don't get as tired. But probably the coolest thing from a performance perspective is that I'm working a really good friend of mine. She's the number 17th most fit woman in the world, and she's a Canadian bobsledder, and she's awesome. And for her, she utilizes it not only as a performance tool, she also, and this is really strategic, is 2 hours after every workout, she drinks it again as a recovery tool. Same product, because of what ketones do for restoring tissue back right after she pushes her body. But if you ask her, the funniest thing, well, not funny, but the coolest thing for her story is that it actually made the biggest impact for her mood. She went to Olympics, had a great run, and for whatever reason, she came back and just wasn't the same. And this gave her a chance to go train again. So she's going back in 2020. So it's really, really cool. But athletes around the world it doesn't matter. Tom Brady's in ketosis. He's definitely in ketosis. I'm not saying he's using our product, but he's in ketosis. Most of the world-class tennis players, bicycles, tons of NFL, tons of baseball players, basketball players are in ketosis. And the reason why is it puts less stress on your body. It prolongs your career. It allows you to perform better every single day. The challenge is if you can't do the diet as an athlete because you need carbs still, and at least in most athletes. And so our product is a great way to still get the ketones without being carb restricted from a diet that a lot of athletes they're strong enough to do, like temptation wise. It's just that it's not effective to perform the best. So you can dual fuel it. But I think, Kate, one of the coolest things in the world is my mom. My mom needed to perform in her day. She's 65 years old, couldn't pick my son off the floor when he was born. And by drinking this, she now not only can pick up my 4-year-old son, same kid, 60 pounds, he's a big kid, 55 pounds or whatever he is, she can pick him off the floor because of this product. And to me, that's what's amazing, is that it can perform everybody better in their life, not just world-class athletes.
Absolutely. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing all that with us, Dustin. I always, even though I've been listening to you for 2 years, I always get something a little new each time. Just, I guess that's because we're always getting better. And so our brains are picking up different nuggets each time. So I just really appreciate you coming on here. I know that you're super passionate about this conversation for so many different reasons. And we're just very grateful to you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks, Kate.
Welcome. So everybody, what I want to talk to you all about now is just like, how do you get started with Keto NAT? It's very simple. It comes in several flavors, and it's a powder we mix in water and we drink once or twice a day. It's very, very simple. And just reach out to the person who invited you to this call, and they can explain to you the different flavors and truly get you started with the links and all of that. But what I want to tell you is just about how to maximize the product as far as getting it 22% off. So when you order your product, what we recommend is that you order today and Smart Ship, because what that's going to do is you may pay full price today, but you will never pay full price again. 22% off is huge, y'all. When I first started, all we got was 10% off 2 years ago. So 22% off is a huge savings. So once you place your order, you want to make sure that if you're just placing a new order, you're doing today and Smart Ship. Or if you have placed a today only order in the past and never set up that Smart Ship, please log into your account and do that. You can choose any formula, any flavor. And what it means is that in 30 days, it will be billed and shipped to you at 22% off. On your 4th month of Smart Ship, Pruvit will send you an additional box of ketones free, which is phenomenal. That's our customer loyalty program. And free ketones taste better. Swear to you they do. Swear. I have a cabinet full of them. Pantry, actually, because I outgrew the cabinet. Not going to lie. But after you do the Smart Ship, because Smart Ship is awesome, 22% off, we highly recommend that you utilize the customer referral program. Pruvit has an awesome program where if you are a SmartShip customer, that's the first qualifier. And then if you refer 2 other customers to order today in SmartShip, your next month of ketones will arrive free. All you pay is shipping and tax. You will continue to get your product free as long as those 2 people that you referred keep ordering their product. That is our customer referral program. The majority of our customers do end up getting their product free. My mother, my mother-in-law, neither one of them have paid for product in over a year, and they're not promoters. They're just customers. They should be promoters, but they won't because they're stubborn. But that's okay. They send everybody to me, and that's all good. All they care about is getting their free product. So, but that is the best thing, is to utilize that customer referral program, because I'm telling you right now, you're on this call because you were looking for better. You were pursuing better. You wanted to feel better. That means, because I know, because we are the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with, that means that you are probably friends or family members with other people who are looking for better energy, better mood, better focus, better sleep, or better fat loss. They're looking for something of those 5, and you can offer it to them. And I'm just going to tell you, I'm going to be straight up honest with you. I don't know how not to have how to put a filter on. I don't have one of those on my brain. So I will tell you that if you drink this for 90 days, because I mean 90 days, like 30 days is a trial. 30 days is, I'll give it a shot. But it could take up to 6 weeks for your body to really know what to do with ketones. So you need to drink this consistently for 90 days to change your life. If you are really looking at this to live a long, healthy life and to have a body composition that you want, and to have a brain that is actually functioning properly, not like dragging from glucose goo, you need to drink this for 90 days. If you drink it for 90 days and have this kind of experience and you don't tell someone, sister, brother, friend, we are not going to be friends, because that's straight up evil if you don't tell people about this, because people need it. They need it, and they're searching for it, and we can offer it to them. So that is the customer referral program. If you are on this call and it's starting to click in your brain what we actually have in our hands, what we have in our hands is the ability to make an impact in our family. It's the ability to make an impact on our community and therefore the world. Because this is a product this is the first time in human history that you can drink pure therapeutic ketones and put your body into a state of ketosis. This is life-changing, world-changing technology and science. If you have an entrepreneurial bone in your body, your brain right now is going tick, 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 tick. You're seeing what many of us saw, is an opportunity to change the trajectory of your family's life and to help us with an impact in moving this conversation further down the field. If you are looking at this from a business opportunity, we're here to have that conversation with you. Get with the person who invited you to this call, because I will tell you, before Pruvit, my house was in foreclosure. I had not $5 on a credit card left because I had spent 8 years in and out of a hospital owning my own business, horrible health insurance, no paid sick leave, no paid vacation time. I had to pay employees before I could pay myself. I did not know how we were going to make it the next year. I didn't know how we were going to get our house taken care of. The impact that was made by me opening my mouth and talking to people about what this is changed all of that. Our house is covered. We are debt-free now. I actually was able to write a check to send my daughter to a private university. We had no college fund. I didn't know how I was going to pay grocery bills. There was no college fund. And it's not because I'm selling anything. It's because I'm sharing something that is impacting lives on a cellular level. We have something really powerful in our hands. And if you're looking at that, that's awesome. 8 out of 10 of you on this call are going to drink it and be happy, happy customers. 2 out of 10 of you are going to see the opportunity to make an impact on your family's life and your community's life on another level. And we are here to support you no matter what decision you make. Thank you all for being on this call tonight. I have super big gratitude a much appreciation for you listening to me rattle on. I get a little passionate about it. But if you hear the stories that I hear, you would be too. So thank you all so much, and have a great evening, and keto on, people. Appreciate you all.